Your Utah real estate exam is around the corner. So let's take a mini 25-question practice exam right now to test your study skills. Good luck! Which of the following would be defined as real estate as opposed to real property? A. Wells, driveways, and signs on a parcel of land. B. Mobile homes temporarily parked on the parcel of land. C. Timber that has been cut and is lying on a parcel of land. Or D. Business equipment an owner or tenant has placed on a parcel of land. Correct answer is A. Wells, driveways, and signs on a parcel of land. The legal concept of real estate encompasses land and all man-made structures that are permanently attached to the land. The phrase permanently attached refers primarily to one's intention in attaching the item. Obviously, very few, if any, man-made structures can be permanently attached to the land in the literal sense. But if a person constructs a house with the intention of creating a permanent dwelling, the house is considered real estate. By contrast, if a camper affixes a tent to the land and the intention of moving to another camp in a week, the tent would not be considered real estate. Which of the following is true of easements in general? A. They involve the property that contains the easement and a non-owning party. B. They apply to a whole property, not to any specific portion of the property. C. They only involve the legal owner of the property. Or D. They may require a specific use but not prohibit one. The correct answer is A. They involve the property that contains the easement and a non-owning party. An easement is an interest in real property that gives the holder the right to use portions of the legal owner's real property in a defined way. One cannot own an easement over one's own property. Easement rights may apply to property's surface, subsurface, or airspace, but the affected area must be defined. An easement may be affirmative, allowing a use such as a right-of-way, or negative, prohibiting a use such as an airspace easement that prohibits one property owner from obstructing another ocean's view. Based on Utah statutes, a dual broker is A. A real estate broker who also holds a mortgage broker's license or appraiser's license. B. A broker whose firm engages in dual agency. C. A principal broker who is the broker of both a real estate and property management firm. Or D. An associate broker who manages 2 branch offices. Correct answer is C. A principal broker who is the broker of both a real estate and property management firm. A dual broker is a broker who is the principal broker for both a real estate and a property management firm. Which of these statements about non-resident licensing is true? A. Non-residents are not eligible for licensure in Utah. B. Non-resident associate brokers or sales agents must affiliate with a Utah principal broker. C. Non-resident sales agents must establish a Utah trust account. Or D. Non-resident licensees must maintain a Utah principal place of business. Correct answer is B. Non-resident associate brokers or sales agents must affiliate with a Utah principal broker. Non-resident sales agents or associate broker licensees must affiliate with a Utah principal broker to be eligible for licensure in Utah. Which of these statements about experience points is correct? A. Applicants earn points based on the number of full years of active sales agent experience. B. Applicants do not earn experience points for non-exclusive agency transactions. C. Applicants do not earn experience points for transactions performed outside of Utah. Or D, applicants receive points for sales and leasing transactions completed. Correct answer is D, applicants receive points for sales and leasing transactions completed. Applicants earn partial experience points for non-exclusive brokerage transactions and out-of-state transactions. They earn for all sales and leasing transactions. If you like these questions, you can get thousands more just like them. We have an online exam prep package that will make studying for the exam easy. When you purchase, you get unlimited practice exams, vocabulary flashcards, and an ebook study guide that explains concepts and provides math formulas that you will need to know for your Utah real estate exam. The link for that is in the description and comments below. All right, back to the questions. A Utah real estate business entity must A, apply for a business entity license before performing real estate services, B, register the business name with the state every year, C, register the entity with the division before performing real estate services, or D, operate as a corporation or partnership. Correct answer is C, register the entity with the division before performing real estate services. Utah does not require brokerage firm licensing, but requires registration with the division. What are Utah sellers and their licensees required to disclose? A, properly remediated methamphetamine contamination. B, if a previous resident had symptoms of the AIDS virus. C, suspected paranormal activity in the home. Or D, structural damage. Correct answer is D, structural damage. Utah sellers and their licensees do not have to disclose properly remediated contamination or other stigmatizing factors. They must disclose any known structural damage. Licensees are prohibited from taking which one of these actions? A, accepting a listing that another broker previously held. B, entering into a buyer's and seller's brokerage agreement with the same party. C, paying referral fees to unlicensed individuals. Or D, paying referral fees to a mortgage broker or other lender. The correct answer is D, paying referral fees to a mortgage broker or other lender. State and federal laws prohibit licensees from paying referral fees to or receiving referral fees from third-party service providers such as title companies or mortgage brokers. A Utah real estate broker who is also a mortgage broker may not, watch out for not, A, act as a real estate broker for an individual as a seller and in another transaction act as a mortgage broker for the same individual. B, provide general mortgage related information to a represented buyer. C, act as a real estate broker and mortgage broker in the same transaction. Or D, work as a real estate broker and a mortgage broker during the same time period. Correct answer is C, act as a real estate broker and mortgage broker in the same transaction. A licensee may not act as a real estate broker and mortgage broker in the same transaction. In which of these situations can a licensee not act as a limited agent? A, a licensee has disclosed the limited agency transaction to all parties. B, the licensee is a principal in the transaction. C, the licensee is aware of confidential information about one of the parties. Or D, the licensee initially had an exclusive representation agreement with the seller. Correct answer is B, the licensee is a principal in the transaction. If a licensee is a principal in a transaction, the licensee cannot act as a limited agent. Who may serve as a branch office manager? A, only the firm's principal broker, B, an unlicensed, experienced personal real estate assistant, C, a licensed associate broker or the principal broker, or B, a sales agent with at least 3 years of experience. Correct answer is C, a licensed associate broker or the principal broker. A licensed associate broker may act as a branch broker. Under limited circumstances, a principal broker can act as the broker for both a primary and branch office. For proper trust account maintenance, brokers must A, reconcile trust records with the bank's records annually, B, notify the division immediately if the trust account is out of balance, C, maintain trust records for 5 years plus the year in which the transaction took place, or D, maintain a chronological record of deposits and disbursements. Correct answer is D, maintain a chronological record of deposits and disbursements. Brokers must reconcile trust accounts with the bank records at least monthly, notify the division of account imbalances within 30 days if the imbalance hasn't been corrected within that time, and maintain a chronological record of trust account transactions. Which of these may be used to determine how a broker should disperse trust account funds? A, the brokerage firm's policies, B, purchase contract terms, C, local customs, or D, the buyer's attorney. Correct answer is B, purchase contract terms. Brokers can disperse trust account funds based only on purchase contract terms, another agreement between the parties, or a court order. In Utah, the duties of obedience, loyalty, disclosure, confidentiality, reasonable care, and diligence, and accounting that licensees owe to the principal in an exclusive agency agreement are called A, fiduciary duties, B, additional duties, C, common law duties, or D, uniform duties. Correct answer is A, fiduciary duties. The fiduciary duties outlined in Utah licensing law are obedience, loyalty, disclosure, confidentiality, reasonable care and diligence, and accounting for any property entrusted to the licensee. A broker represents a seller, and a potential buyer contacts the broker about the broker's listings. Which of these is true? A, the listing broker can represent the buyer and act as a limited agent for the seller. B, the listing broker can represent the seller and act as a limited agent for the buyer. C, the listing broker can serve as a limited agent for both parties. Or D, the listing broker must refer the buyer to another firm. Correct answer is C, the listing broker can serve as a limited agent to both parties. Utah licensees can serve both parties to a transaction as a limited agent with limited fiduciary duties. A Utah broker is closing a real estate transaction. What is the broker's statutory responsibility related to closing statements? A, the broker is responsible for preparing a detailed closing or settlement statement and delivering it to the party the broker represents. B, the broker is responsible for preparing a detailed closing or settlement statement and delivering it to the buyer and seller. C, the broker must ensure that the licensee directly representing the client prepares the closing statement correctly. Or D, the broker must ensure that the closing agent is authorized to prepare the closing statement. Correct answer is B, the broker is responsible for preparing a detailed closing or settlement statement and delivering it to the buyer and seller. The broker who closes a transaction is responsible for preparing and delivering detailed settlement statements to the buyer and seller. Which one of these expenses is most likely to be prorated between the buyer and the seller in a Utah closing? A, loan fees, B, title insurance, C, real estate commission, or D, property taxes? Correct answer is D, property taxes. Only expenses that the seller prepaid are prorated between the parties at closing. The most common prorated expense is property taxes. How much do sellers pay for Utah real estate transfer fees? A, 1% per 1,000 of sales price. B, 0.5% per 5,000 of sales price. C, a flat fee of $1,500. Or D, 0. Correct answer is D, 0. Unlike many other states, Utah does not currently charge a real estate transfer tax. Current Utah water laws address A, surface water only, B, groundwater only, C, riparian water only, or D, both surface and groundwater. Correct answer is D, both surface and groundwater. Early Utah water law addressed only surface water, but current laws regulate both surface and groundwater. A tenant security deposit, A, must be returned within 30 days of lease termination unless the tenant damaged the unit. B, may be withheld for up to 60 days if the lease permits it. C, may be withheld for up to 90 days to allow for the cost of repairs to be identified. Or D, may be reduced by the amount of ordinary wear and tear on the unit. Correct answer is A, must be returned within 30 days of lease termination unless the tenant damaged the unit. Landlord-tenant laws require landlords to return any portion of a security deposit due to the tenant within 30 days of lease termination. What is a notice to quit? A notice served by the landlord on the tenant to force the tenant to stop some sort of behavior. B, a notice to the tenant requiring compliance with lease terms within a certain number of days. C, the notice a tenant provides a landlord when planning to move out of the unit. Or D, the notice a landlord provides a tenant when the landlord intends to sell the unit. Correct answer is B, a notice to the tenant requiring compliance with lease terms within a certain number of days. Landlords serve a notice to quit on tenants to notify them that they have a specific number of days to remedy any lease violation, such as failure to pay rent. If the tenant does not rectify the situation within the required number of days, the landlord may begin eviction proceedings. What is the purpose of the Lien Recovery Act? A, it provides remedies for victims of contractors who collect from homeowners but fail to pay subcontractors and suppliers. B, it makes it easier for licensees to file liens against clients who do not pay the agreed upon commission. C, it makes it easier for homeowners to clear liens that prevent them from providing marketable title to buyers. Or D, it enables homeowner associations to file foreclosure liens for non-payment of HOA dues and fines. The correct answer is A. It provides remedies for victims of contractors who collect from homeowners but fail to pay subcontractors and suppliers. The Lien Recovery Act permits homeowners to file claims for compensation of contractors or suppliers whom the contractor did not pay. Which one of these statements about property managers is not correct? A, property managers owe fiduciary duties to property owners or principals. B, property managers and owners share responsibility for compliance with local, state, and national laws, landlord, tenant, fair housing, and ADA laws. C, property managers and owners execute a written property management agreement to detail the property manager's scope of authority and functions. Or D, property managers may evict tenants without notice for failure to pay rent or maintain the unit in habitable condition. Correct answer is D. Property managers may evict tenants without notice for failure to pay rent or maintain the unit in habitable condition. Property managers owe fiduciary duties to property owners and share responsibility with them for complying with local, state, and federal laws. A property management agreement between the landlord and the licensee details the property manager's duties and scope of authority. Property managers cannot evict tenants without notice. Utah landlord-tenant laws: A, limit the amount charged for security deposits. B, require inventory checklists to help identify damages to the units. C, prohibit withholding security deposits for items left in the units. Or D, define lease termination deadlines for all types of tenancy. Correct answer is B, require inventory checklists to help identify damage to the units. Utah landlord-tenant laws require the use of inventory checklists to identify damage to the unit before and after a tenant occupies the unit. So, how'd you do? Drop a comment below letting me know how many questions you got right. Don't forget about our Utah exam prep package. It has tons of practice questions just like this. And the link for that is in the comments and descriptions below. If you want another video to watch, then I recommend this one right over here. By the way, the practice questions are the best way to get prepared for any exam. All right, we'll see you next time.